What the hell are you doing?
Installing a red beacon light so people know when I'm live streaming.
And by people, you
I mean you.
Well, I figured that, yes.
And to a lesser extent, Dad.
Well, it's nice you went first.
Yeah, so when this light is on, you don't knock or come in or make any noise.
Oh, and when it's off, I'm free to go about my business, to enjoy the rich pageantry of life.
What? Yeah, sure.
It's a good system.
That's a scene from the new movie When You Finish Saving the World, starring Julianne Moore and Finn Wolfhard. And the coming-of-age film focuses on the relationship between a mother and son who may seem at odds, but who are more alike than either would care to admit. And joining us now, the film's writer and director, Academy Award-nominated actor Jesse Eisenberg. When You Finish Saving the World is his directorial debut, and this was a podcast.
Yes, it started out as like a book I wrote for Audible, which is called these Audible Originals. And so I wrote like essentially a 6-hour story from 3 characters and then kind of pared it down for this movie. The podcast, that the section that the movie comes from the Audible book, is actually taking place in the year 2032. So I also had to move it back to the present day because it's impossible to film a movie that takes place in 2032.
It is. And yes. You did this during COVID as well.
Yeah, we shot like at the worst possible time to shoot a movie, the height of COVID, but before vaccines, and it was just incredibly taxing. And also, I'm incredibly grateful that people took that risk to do the film.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, tell us about your character and Julianne Moore, and also working with her must have been amazing.
Yeah, she is. Unbelievable. She plays
not your character.
Finn, who plays the point. Yes.
And I'm used to you as an actor.
Thank you. I know. No, I have made that same mistake. And if I was 18 years younger and as attractive as Finn, I would have played the part. So she runs a domestic violence shelter and has kind of devoted her life to helping others. And her son plays he plays music on like TikTok, these kind of shallow songs on like our version of TikTok, and they just have a complete clash of culture, generations, values, and yet as the movie unfolds, you realize they're kind of really similar. They just are cut from different ethical cloths.
How did the filming this during the pandemic impact you as a director?
When I think back on my experience and compare my kind of first directing experience to other first-time directors, I realize like how significant it was a part in it, because when you hear, people talk about their first films, the challenges that they discuss are so different. They're about, kind of learning the process and the system, and mine was about having to, stay 20 feet away from my actors and, not be able to talk to my producers because they had to be in a separate room, and, shutting down because there was a COVID scare on set, and then trying to figure out if the COVID scare was anywhere near the actors, who were, would be affected the following day. So it just turned into, like everybody in media, you hear these same stories of just, trying to kind of on the fly reimagine the system that you've had in place for decades.
I love
it.
I
mean, for us, we had actually moved the show out of 30 Rock, which was a real shock for us. We've been doing that for years. Jesse, I'm curious, what was the biggest surprise for you, moving from being an actor to being a director? And now that we're all old, Mika and I, everybody else looks old. We look. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. He's talking to me, Joe.
Specifically my eye contact over here.
It's just me. But okay.
Exactly. Thank you so much. But as a parent, you look at your parents and you go, oh my God, I was such a jerk to them and they were so right and I should have listened more. I'm curious, as a first-time director, was there ever a moment where you're like, oh my God, that's what the director in that film was trying to tell me to do? Like, what did you learn about yourself as an actor, and how did that help you as a director this first time?
That's a very astute observation as to my experience, which was exactly that. I was like realizing all the time, that's why the director was not talking to me that day, and it didn't have to do with me doing a bad job. It's because they were doing a million other things. So just as like a nervous person, I walk around every movie set thinking that everybody is just worried about me doing a terrible job, and then as I was doing my first movie, I realized, oh no, I'm thinking about like thousands of other things, and the actor's job job is like something that normally you just feel, no, they're amazing. Thank goodness they're here.
Like, how do you command respect over Julianne Moore? Like,
well, I think she might have been like a little skeptical because that was my first time.
Yes.
But I just like so respect her and admire her, and I think maybe just allowing her to like excel in the role.
Yeah.
And I guess also having written it, she knows that like I already did half the work that a director should be doing, which is thinking about the characters.
Yeah, Jesse, I mean, what a great point. You know, so often we read about actors and they're sitting there, they're so intimidated by directors, and then you hear from the directors who are not thinking for 1 second about whether the actor has done a great job or not. They're like, oh, fantastic, I'm getting to work with him. How wonderful that you got to see that, right? And I guess as a director, it tells you maybe bend over backwards to say that was an incredible scene, right?
100%. Yes, 100%. I mean, I've been acting for 20 years on sets, and I never had an appreciation for my job until I saw somebody else do it in front of me and see that, like, you know, to watch like Julianne Moore is like the greatest actress in the world, like worry about a scene and panic and walk around the set and pace and try to figure out how to do something. It gave me an appreciation for my job that I think like I was missing and, you know, could use more of.
the film, when you finish Saving the World, it opens nationwide in theaters today. Jesse Eisenberg,
It
thank you.
was
It's so nice to
great.
meet you.
It's so nice to meet you too. What an honor to be on your show.
I'm